Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that the moment you stop putting in effort for someone is the exact moment they start noticing you more? It's almost like magic. One day, you're the one always sending the first text, making plans, keeping the conversation alive. And the other person, they're lukewarm. They reply when they feel like it. They never initiate, they don't seem to care as much. But then you stop. You stop chasing, you stop forcing, and suddenly, they're watching your stories, they're replying faster, they're asking where you've been. It feels confusing, right? But there's a reason for it, and it has nothing to do with games or manipulation. It's about human psychology, attraction, and how our minds naturally respond when we sense value and scarcity. Today, I'm going to break it all down. Why pulling back often makes you more attractive, what's happening in the other person's mind when you do it, and how you can use this understanding to create deeper, more balanced connections. Point 1. Constant attention loses its impact. Anything we get too much of loses its value. Think about your favorite song. The first time you hear it, it's powerful. You feel every word. But if you play it 50 times in a row, it stops hitting the same way. Attention works exactly the same way. If you're always available, replying instantly, liking every post, saying yes to every plan, your attention starts to feel like background noise. Not because you're not valuable, but because you've made yourself too predictable, and human beings are wired to ignore what feels guaranteed. But when you pull back, when you let conversations breathe, when you focus on your own life, suddenly, the absence of your attention creates curiosity. They notice the silence. They start to wonder what you're doing, who you're with, and why you're not always there. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about giving your attention the value it deserves, so that when you do give it, it actually means something. Point 2. People value what they have to invest in. Listen, man, let me tell you something about people. And it's not just about dating, it's about life. We don't truly value what's just handed to us. Think about it. If someone gave you a car for free, sure, you'd be happy at first. But if you never had to save up for it, never had to put in the work, you wouldn't feel as attached to it. You treat it differently. It's the same in relationships. If you're the one doing everything, texting first every time, making all the plans, keeping the energy alive, you're basically giving them this connection for free. They don't have to work for it. They don't have to put in any effort. And when people don't invest, they just don't value it as much. But the second you stop overgiving, things change. Now, if they want to keep you in their life, they actually have to step up. Send the first text, suggest a plan, show real interest. And here's the crazy part. When they do put in that effort, they feel more connected to you. Why? Because they earned that closeness. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about making sure the connection is built by two people, not just one. Point 3. Your energy changes when you focus on yourself. Here's something you might not realize. Attraction isn't just about what you do for someone. It's about the energy you give off. When you stop chasing and start living for yourself, your energy changes completely. You're no longer coming from a place of, I need you to like me. Instead, you radiate, I'm already fulfilled, and I choose to share my time with you. That's magnetic. People feel drawn to someone who's confident, busy, and living with purpose. And it's not about pretending. It's about actually creating a life you enjoy. Hobbies, fitness, personal growth, career goals. The more you pour into yourself, the less needy you appear. And the less needy you appear, the more attractive you become. Because in the end, people are drawn to someone who's already whole, not someone waiting for another person to complete them. Point 4. Predictability kills excitement. Let's be honest, if someone knows exactly when you'll text, what you'll say, and how the conversation will go, it gets boring. We don't crave what's 100% predictable. We crave what feels alive, dynamic, and a little bit uncertain. That doesn't mean you should be inconsistent or play games. It means you should let things flow instead of forcing them. End conversations while the energy is still high instead of dragging them until they fade out. Wait to reply when you're actually free instead of dropping everything. Live your life so that the next time they hear from you, you actually have something new to share. This creates emotional momentum, that sense of, I can't wait to see them again. which is the fuel of attraction. Point 5. Distance builds respect. You can't make someone respect you if you don't respect yourself. If someone is giving you the bare minimum and you keep showing up with maximum effort, they won't appreciate it. They'll expect it. When you pull back, you send a clear message without saying a word. I value myself too much to keep pouring energy into someone who won't meet me halfway. That kind of self-respect makes people pay attention. It shifts the dynamic from you being the one who's chasing to you being the one who's choosing. And in relationships, being the chooser is powerful. It tells the other person, I want you, but I don't need you. If you want to be here, you have to value being here. Point 6. The real glow up is growth. The most powerful thing you can do when someone pulls away is not to chase them. It's to focus completely on your own growth. Get in shape, level up your career, upgrade your style, learn something new, work on your mindset. When you redirect the time and energy you once spent worrying about them into improving yourself, you become a completely different person. Psychologists call this the self-expansion theory. People are attracted to those who are growing because it makes them feel like they'll grow too. And here's the best part. When you grow, you stop caring whether they come back. Because by that point, you've built a life so fulfilling that anyone who doesn't see your value simply doesn't deserve a place in it. Point 7. The effort test works both ways. You know what most people forget? It's not just about them putting in effort for you. It's also about you watching what happens when you stop putting in all the effort. Let me explain. When you've been the one constantly keeping the connection alive, it's hard to know if the other person even wants to be there, or if they're just there because it's easy. So, when you pull back, even just a little, you're giving them the chance to show you what they're really made of. If they care, they'll step forward, they'll check in, they'll make plans, they'll meet you halfway without you asking. And when that happens, it feels good, because now you know they're choosing you, not just going along for the ride. But here's the flip side. If you pull back and they vanish, that tells you everything you need to know. They were never really in it. And yeah, that might sting at first, but honestly, isn't it better to find out now rather than keep investing in someone who's not invested in you? It's like a stress test for relationships. You pull your energy back just enough to see if they'll carry some of the weight. The ones who care will, the ones who don't, won't. And that's your answer. Pulling back is not about punishing someone or playing games. It's about protecting your energy, respecting yourself, and letting attraction grow naturally instead of forcing it. When you stop chasing, you create space for them to miss you, to step up, and to appreciate you. And even if they don't, you still win, because you're not stuck in a one-sided situation anymore. You're moving forward, building yourself, and attracting people who will meet you halfway without you having to beg for it.